Okay, hello there. So, nice and simple. I had a client that had to cancel fairly last minute, so I thought I'd pop on here and use the time productively. And I thought, what's the most productive way I could use that time? I thought, you know what? You know what you haven't done? You haven't popped into the interested in learning hypnotherapy group to do any live training. So I thought, right, let's do that right now. So, whether you are an experienced hypnotherapist, whether you're really interested in learning hypnotherapy, and whether you've never done any sort of hypnotherapy at all before, this video right here will teach you the very basics of how to do hypnosis. And it's going to teach you this in just a few minutes. So, oh, before we start too, just let me let you know what hypnosis is and what hypnosis isn't, just in case you're worried about trying this either with yourself or with somebody else. Hypnosis is a state of pure focus of the mind, which produces peripheral awareness of what's going on around you, allowing you to get into a place of selective thinking and psychological safety. That's what hypnosis is. It's not a weird altered state, it's not somewhere where you can get trapped or stuck. It's a place of pure focus where you have selective thinking and psychological safety, and you can make really cool and simplistic changes. So, that's what that is. That's what we teach when we teach hypnosis and hypnotherapy. So, hypnosis is the act of creating those conditions, and hypnotherapy is using those conditions to work through therapeutically whatever you need to work through. There's lots of different ways of doing that. We're not going to get into that today. But we are going to get into the basics of hypnosis because you can do this for yourself. You can do this for other people. So the way we get hypnosis is we get a person's mind focused on one singular thing. Now, if you want to guide somebody else into hypnosis, and notice the language I'm using, guide somebody else into hypnosis, not hypnotize them. Because the word hypnotize makes it sound like some sort of control. It is not. So guide them into a natural state. Hypnotic trance is a very natural state. People go in and out of trance all of the time when they're very focused on something. So, in order to guide a person to hypnosis, you want to get them fully focused on the sound of your voice. And when they're focused on the sound of your voice, you want to guide them to do something that will have their mind incredibly present in the here and now. Now, the simplest and easiest way to do this is what's known as a progressive muscle relaxation. And that is, you can either start at the crown of the head or start at the tips of the toes and just tell the person to send their attention to that part of the body and allow that part of the body to relax and release its tension. And then you literally just work down through. So working down the back of the neck, working down the jawline, letting the teeth be unclenched, slightly parted. Focus on the eyelids, feeling heavy. Muscles at the sides of the eyes relaxed. Down through the shoulders, the back, the core. Obviously, we do this at a more slow and deliberate pace. But this is how we do it. We guide their attention head to toe. Or some people prefer to go toe to head. I almost always go head to toe for no other reason than that's my personal preference. And I feel it works better, but I know a lot of other people feel the other way works better. I suspect there's probably not a lot in it, and there's probably not a lot of difference to the client. But the idea is slowly and gently. So we start at the crown of the head, tell them to allow the scalp to relax. Then leave a second or two or three before saying the next part, i.e. give their body a second or two to respond, to actually relax the corresponding area of the body. Now, if you're thinking, oh, it's going to be hard for me to remember how to work down the body like that, one of the easiest ways to do this is to do it for yourself first. Like literally, on a daily basis, give yourself 5 minutes. Sit somewhere, focus on the crown of your head, work through the muscle groups of your body, down through your face, down through your whole body, right down at the tips of your toes, and just relax everything. Number one. you will find that after a few days of practicing this, you will start to get so relaxed that it'll be difficult to pick your arms up because you'll be so comfortably relaxed. But number two, you'll be able to scan the whole body, know exactly where everything is. Because the mind does anyway. Like, the brain and the body are so well connected that we think, oh, consciously I can't think of everything. You start scanning the body a couple of times. Your brain knows where everything is. It finds it very quickly. It puts it into your consciousness very quickly. So then, when you've got someone to practice with, you've got someone that wants to practice a bit of a relaxation with you, you know, friend or a family or someone nearby that's like, yeah, I could do with a bit of relaxation, then you guide them with this progressive muscle relaxation. And once you've then got them, obviously sat there, eyes closed, or sat back or lay back somewhere comfortable. Eyes closed, relax from head to toe. What do we do next? Because a progressive muscle relaxation can very well create the conditions of hypnosis. But in and of itself, it's not really a hypnosis session. So once we've got the attention, we've relaxed the body, it's worth noting too that we don't need relaxation for hypnosis to work, but it makes it a bloody pleasant experience, and it's one of the easiest ways to gain hypnosis. So once we've got that, once we've relaxed the whole body, then what? Then we want to get the imagination involved, because remember we talked about that reduced peripheral awareness. Now we've got people scanning their body, so they probably aren't focusing so much on the outside world, and that's all good. We can even give them a little suggestion, let the outside world fade away. If anything required your immediate attention, you would of course notice that. Otherwise, let everything else just fade right away right now. And then we want to use the imagination to almost be somewhere else. One of the best things that we can do in hypnosis is almost create a separation between mind and body to create this really deep level of psychological safety so that you can either deeply relax and let go, or if you're doing therapeutic work, you can then therapeutically work through whatever you want to work through. And one of the easiest ways to do this is to guide them somewhere very relaxing. So before you begin, you may say to them, where do you find really relaxing? What's your favourite sort of place? And standard answers to this quite often include places like beaches, and hi Anne, lovely to have you here, beaches and forests and mountains and all those beautiful open spaces. But everybody's different. Different people say different things. But if a person's thinking, oh, I can't think of anywhere, you can offer a little guidance, Well, what about a beautiful open space like a beach or a forest or rolling hills or a holiday destination or a favourite spa? Anything at all that person finds relaxing. Then ask them to tell you just a little bit about what they find so relaxing there. The sound of the sea, the smell of the salt air, the wind rustling through the trees in the forest, whatever it is. Remember those things and then feed it back to them. So, you've found out where they find real relaxing. You've gone through your progressive muscle relaxation. They're sat back, they're really comfy, their arms are heavy, their eyelids are heavy. They're ignoring the outside world. And just use words to the effect of, imagine now that you're standing in your beautiful place. So for this example, we're going to imagine that it's a beach, but it can be anywhere that they've described. Imagine you're standing on a beautiful beach. Listen to the sounds of the ocean washing against the shore, back and forth. Let yourself feel the wonderful soft sand beneath your feet. Feel the warmth of the sun and the gentle breeze. Feel the warmth of the sun and the gentle breeze. And just allow all of your senses to really take in this space right now. Maybe you can smell the salt sea air. Look around and see what you can see around your beautiful beach. And so what we're doing here is we're creating that scene for the person, that safe space for them to be. Now once we're here, we usually want to offer some sort of suggestion. And again, a good way to do this is just tell them beforehand, okay, we're going to do a relaxation session. How do you want to feel at the end of this? And they might say really relaxed, they might say a little more confident, whatever it is. Give them that as a suggestion. Okay, so in a few moments, when I count you back to full conscious awareness, you're going to feel a brand new level of confidence just surging through you. And you notice that when I give the suggestion, I'm smiling. Now, number one, I love doing this work. But number two, when there is a smile in your voice at the right times when doing hypnosis, it's so much more friendly and welcoming. And giving a suggestion such as confidence, a smile in the voice really helps at that point. And, you know, when you come and do the training, you'll learn all about how to use voice inflection and things. But that was just a little tip. If you're using like a single suggestion, a smile in the voice when you give the suggestion makes the suggestion friendly. And also, because you got the suggestion from the other person, they're really likely to take it on board anyway. And then what we want to do is count them out of hypnosis. I almost always use a count up for my release from hypnosis. Now you can go 1 to 5 or 5 to 1. I prefer 1 to 5 because I imagine walking up steps. Sometimes I tell them to imagine them walking up steps. And so it'll be something along the lines of, in a moment, when I count from 1 to 5, you know, open your eyes, filled with a brand new confidence, and you're going to feel amazing, ready to engage with the world once again. And then it'll be something along the lines of 1, 2, 3. You might feel the need to stretch. You're starting to feel into your body once again. You're feeling strong. You're feeling confident. 4. And get ready to have a fabulous day. Open your eyes. 5. Again, you don't need the clicks. I like the clicks when giving a particular instruction. Wake up is a good one to click at. But also I kind of use clicks as an anchor. You know, you're going to feel deeply relaxed now. But when you're first doing it, you don't need to even think about the clicks. They're kind of an extra. They're not an important part of the process. So, nice and simple, recapping the whole thing. Begin by just finding out from that person, where do they find really relaxing? How do they want to feel when you count them back out? Get them to close their eyes, sit nice and comfy. Talk them through a progressive muscle relaxation head to toe or toe to head. Just repeat back to them the beautiful place that they described to you and get them to imagine that they're there right now. Give them suggestion for confidence or relaxation or whatever it was they told you they want to feel more of. And then count them back up. And on that last one, on that final, when you get to 5 or 1, whether you go 1 to 5 or 5 to 1, always just say the words to the effect of, open your eyes, bring your attention back into the room, or even when you're ready, open your eyes. Give that instruction so they know we're done now. And that's it. That's the absolute basics of the simplest hypnotic instruction, the simplest hypnotic induction, but also how to run a very basic hypnosis / hypnotherapy session for feeling one particular way that a person might want to feel. See, this stuff isn't complex. When we get into the deeper therapeutic side of things, it gets more complex, but hypnosis itself is really not complicated. We've just been led to believe that it is. And if you like to know more about hypnosis and hypnotherapy, if you want to put this into practice and come back and have a chat with me about it, get in touch. I will happily have a chat with you about this, but this is a lot of fun, and I promise you it's completely non-harmful too. Like these very basic types of hypnosis, they cannot do anybody any harm whatsoever. Don't believe any of the nonsense you've heard about hypnosis before. Also, just to let you know that we are running a new diploma program starting on the 6th of November at 6 p.m. It will be each Monday at 6 p.m. from there on in. 20-week course. At the end of 20 weeks, you could be a fully qualified hypnotherapist with a professional qualification accredited by the International Practitioners of Holistic Medicine, ready to either be a hypnotherapist, to have that as an awesome side hustle, or just a hobby or self-discovery tool. So, thank you very much for joining me. Give me a hashtag replay if you're on the replay. Whether you're live or on the replay, let me know how you find this. Was this helpful? Was this useful? Did you enjoy this miniature lesson? See you soon. Bye-bye.